Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on Disfigure. As you guys know, we did the knife, and surprisingly, despite its short length, it actually carried us quite far. I believe we've done the minigun, we've done the greatsword and the katanas, we've even done the pistol. I did the sniper alone. I don't believe I've tried out the scythe in a video or by myself, only on stream. Regardless, what I'm thinking we do this time around is I want to try a different build because we've been following the same build. It's been quite boring. What I want to do is go with the shotgun so that we get multiple bullets per shot. Could be a lot of fun. We'll have to see. We will do hard in our next video and on the final weapon. Which you guys can decide which one we leave for the final weapon, whether it's the lever action or I forget the burst rifle if I'm right. Regardless, we're gonna basically see how well we can do and try and stay away from our previous builds. By that I mean we'll try and stay away from the plasma ball this time around and see where we can go with the current gun. I believe one of the downsides is that we still have all these like this here, where we get the hollow point and whatnot, where we usually take these because it's extra damage. There's extra attack speed and things like that. But I think this time around, let's start off with a guided missile, which means that every certain amount of shots that we shoot, we will spawn in a missile which will attack an enemy. It does 20 damage, so it's actually really useful compared to some other beginning abilities. The only downside is with our slow attack speed, it's not the best. The next thing that we could do, which I don't believe we've done too much, is we can try Singularity. That with the guided missile could be very good, and then we'll try and get some swiftness afterwards. For now, we're just going to basically get as many of the newer upgrades as we can in order to secure a new build going already. I'm not sure on how to trigger the Singularity. I should learn how to read. Let's find out. Singularity despawns every 15 seconds we spawn one, and it despawns after 5. This bullet shot into the Singularity will be absorbed, increasing its size. That could be very useful. We're going to be leaving the plasma charge. Quick draw might be something we should get, as it increases our fire rate, which will increase our number of missiles. So apparently every 15 seconds we summon that in, and it seems to only deal damage to those it passes through. Let's see, that increases our missile damage. That is our cone vision, which we don't use for reasons we've found out in the past. Out of all of these, I think what we'll do is we'll go with missile. For our next run, I want to try and get all of the status effect versions. So slowness here, fire, and I believe there's even one that does poison damage. So once we can get all of those sorted, I think we will do our best to try and get that working. As you can see, the guided missiles follow around your crosshair, if I'm right it is. The crosshair that it follows, and are pretty strong. Electricity is another status effect we'll try for our next run, but for now we'll go with Vision Circle, just to increase the missile strength, and now they basically give us a circle so that we can see any unknowing enemies if the missile lives to meet any unknowing enemies, because it seems to be shot out every time and explode instantly, which is fine. Let's go with swiftness and XP pickup range so we can start leveling up quicker soon. So as you can see, it exposes a certain area around it, which will give us a small benefit eventually once we start using it a bit more properly. Killing 3 enemies with the missile's initial blast will instantly recharge another one. That isn't too bad. Gleam increases our circle vision, also not bad, or we can get more damage. We're going to go with more missiles. So this says that if we kill an enemy with the missile, which you can see we have charged up by the smoke behind us, we get another one. And we can just kind of keep on farming these enemies to keep on doing that, which is very useful, without a doubt. Let's see, Singularity Absorption isn't a bad one now that I think about it, but this is also really cool. because that means that we'll just see a bunch of explosions going about everywhere. Shoot one there, you'll see explosions down there. Shoot one this side. Sadly, we were one enemy too short there. Regardless, kaboom. 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 So, missiles along with the plasma, as we thought, are quite strong. We'll go with fire rate here just because that's what our build mainly focuses on. Is the fire rate to summon in our high damaging missiles. So as you can see, if we guide it properly, we can eventually just kind of look around us, outside of our vision circle, which will eventually come in very handy. What is next? We can get more XP pickup range, but I think it's time we start upgrading our singularities here. So with this, every time we launch out the singularity, we should be doing extra, I believe it was what? Size by shooting bullets into it. And as you can see, that just reveals that there's a ton of enemies right there. Over there, there's some, and I'm sure up this way, there are a few there. Cockroaches do seem to live, so we'll have to be wary of them. But not really surprising, I suppose. Okay, for this, multi-shot isn't that bad. I want to actually see, we have 4 shots already. Does this make it 8? If it doesn't, I'm going to be disappointed. It makes it 5. That's very disappointing. So for the shotgun getting multi-shot, the only use for it is eventually the last upgrade, where it, I believe, gives you piercing on all of your bullets, which could come in very strong. What is next? Singularity Explosion. It will shoot out a spiral of any bullets it absorbed. That sounds like a grab. So now, anytime we spawn in a singularity, for those who do not understand, if we shoot bullets into it and then it explodes after its timer runs out, it will spiral those bullets around it. So we'll see that now, I'm sure. See that? That will give us quite the advantage of dealing damage to just a large group of enemies. Our missile does seem to be weaker now, and I believe that is because it is based off of our gun's damage. Missiles explode into 9 phosphorus trails, damaging enemies by 50% and lighting them on fire. That is a grab. We're going to try and stay away from this because that means we'll have to focus more on not only guiding the missile, but also then exploding the missile, which will become quite problematic eventually. So we're going to do our best to attempt to avoid getting that upgrade. We'll have to, if we had better focus and attention, then we would definitely be able to take that with no risks. But I'm afraid I am not that good at the game, so can't promise, you know. These phosphorus trails are lighting every enemy that comes in our path on fire though, which is causing them all to die off of camera. So I think it's time we try and get the light magnet, which will bring in any and all experience that we can possibly see. With the vision that our rockets give us, that's just extra, what would you call it? Extra experience gain, I suppose. Kind of like automated, I suppose. Alright, let's see here. So, again, we're going to try and avoid that. Bleed is also another status effect for the next run. So for now, I think we'll try and go with bullet damage. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to see if we can get a bit stronger, and then I will hopefully be able to cut back to us having advanced quite a decent bit in our power. Because at the moment, we are heavily reliant on not only the phosphorus trails, but also on... basically, we don't deal enough damage to be able to continue this, and there are a lot of enemies apparently. I'm not sure if this is just us not killing them fast enough, or if this is just us sucking, I suppose. But either way, as you can tell, there's radiation there. That was the last effect I believe that we need. Regardless, I am probably going to cut here until we're around level 20 or plus. Alright, so we made it back to the weapon perk here. And let's see, bullets spawn far-reaching vision trails that last for a second, would be really good for what we are trying to get. But every shot fires an additional extra burst of bullets. The only issue with that is that it will worsen our missiles even further than they are, as the weapon damage goes down a lot. So, to increase our weapon damage, we would need to take this, which will increase our missile damage, which will increase the, I believe, phosphorus damage even. The other thing that it will increase is our singularity damage. Those are the things that we are currently riding off of in order to grow even stronger. So, as you can tell, there's a lot going on. There are enemies basically everywhere we look. And anywhere I fire, I have to be always watching, especially when I'm attempting to move to collect experience. So the sooner we up our not only vision range, but our we get the ability to absorb basically experience from a far with the vision. Once we get that done, I believe we'll be better off. But for now, we're having a bit of an issue in regards to where enemies are and how to collect the experience without dying. As you can see, we've even taken damage. Absorb any kind of projectile. That could be very good. We don't want triple shot, that's useless for us. So we'll take the singularity, absorbing any kind of projectile. That should cut down on enemies' projectiles quite nicely. The next thing that I wanted to mention is that we've actually even gotten the singularity to spawn every 10 seconds instead of 15, which means that we are spawning it a whole 33 seconds faster. Again, that was caused by me, like, I completely forgot where I was while attempting to control this missile. So I need to mention that in our old build, that was the safest build. It was for us to learn how to get somewhere, because the plasma balls were extremely strong and you didn't have to worry about them afterwards. With the current build that we're doing, you have to maintain your rockets, maintain where you're sending your singularities, and maintain your character's position. This is going to make it a lot harder, as you can tell, and definitely adds a bit of additional challenge. Regardless, it's an additional fun challenge. And then, as you can tell with this, we'll have to be careful. Those centipedes just come so quickly that it's always a near death situation. And then even these just appearing all around us. Honk. That, as you can tell, by us upping our damage, we've actually done quite a lot, and has allowed us to basically continue to live here, because our missiles are now taking care of everything. Here, we don't have anything we want. We can't take this or this, because that's our old build. Radiation, burn, and bleed we are leaving for the next run. Hopefully we can get something good here. We can get sprint, which increases our movement speed, but right now movement speed's a bit dangerous. Could get flashbang. Every 5 shots, fire a flashbang, which explodes into a large temporary vision. Enemies revealed by the flashbang take more damage, so that's not too bad. Definitely not something I myself would normally take, which I'm sure you guys know why and all the reasonings behind it. It's just not part of our old build. But now that we are attempting to explore this game to its fullest capabilities, and we died. Regardless, we are attempting to explore it to the fullest of its capabilities, all the abilities, all of the possible different things we can do with it. I'll probably do another run off camera when I get the time, in order for us to gain the credits to buy our next weapon. But before I end off the video, I would like to thank you all for watching until the end. For those who did make it to the end, I would like you to leave a comment down below on whether or not you want me to continue our Pixelmon series. For those who are interested in it and want me to continue, why don't you also leave down an idea on what to do for the next video. But as always, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.